What can you tell me about the I Don't Know More movement? What can you tell me about the I Don't Know More movement? What can you tell me about the I Don't Know More movement?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about it.
It seems to have gone quiet.
We join the voices of all our relatives who are standing up and speaking for the land, the water, and the future generations.
First Nations! I'll know
We're coming up to the first anniversary of the I Don't Know More movement, but how many of us really understand what the issue's about, why people are upset, and what the Aboriginal people are really fighting for?
It's a complex question. I think that that's one of the issues, is that you can't label it as a single issue. I mean, it's a major issue that's got a lot of different components to it. There's not going to be a single blanket solution for it. It's something that, you know, needs to come within our Native and Aboriginal communities, and it's also something that needs to be done in partnership with other Canadians and also North Americans.
I Don't Know More has become for me the mantra of my job, which is Idle Cano More. And it means that my job is to for the 96% of us not from an Indigenous background, for us to actually understand the shared history.
I Don't Know More movement! We are in unity with the Creator, with ceremony!
Our population is exploding. I mean, 50% or more of our First Nations people are under the age of 25. You know, we need to do education, we need to do jobs, we need to do businesses, we need to do all of those things. But we need to be the ones that should be leading that. We don't need to be told what we need. We don't need somebody to say, well, you know, you got this Indian Act, so we're going to redo the Indian Act for you. We need to have some say in that.
I feel strongly about the issues, and hopefully it started more of a dialogue with ordinary citizens as well as in our government.
What do you think we can do about the injustices happening?
I think just continue to inform people and to push our government leaders to deal with it.
Are you aware that there are hundreds of missing Aboriginal women and
Yeah.
it's not being investigated right now?
Yeah.
Do you think that we can do anything about that?
Yeah, I think we have to put the heat on our police through our government leaders again. That's the way to go, is just to really raise awareness and to get the agencies to do what they're supposed to do, which is to follow up.
I think we just have to have faith that we're going to be able to do this, that this needs to be happening, that because where we are at right now is not working.
What we've seen with the government since the Royal Proclamation in 1763 is that the government has interfered with the Aboriginal governments and the Aboriginal people in how we relate within our own communities. So we've seen the result of the lands being taken away. We've seen the result of communities being broken up with alcohol and with addictions. We've seen the result of the residential schools, of the 60 scoops, and most recently the example of government experiments on people's nutrition. All of these things have broken up the fabric of communities, and it's made it extremely difficult for Aboriginal people to live in a good way.
You've given us a lot of good reasons about why should I care. Now, for somebody who is very upset about the injustice that Aboriginal Canadians face, what can they do?
This is the greatest social injustice in Canada, and so I think that why should I care? Because it's unfair, and that we like fairness, and so I think that educating ourselves is the beginning. So from CBC's 4-part series, Eighth Fire, to Thomas King's The Inconvenient Indian, even John Ralston Saul's A Fair Country. There are some basic things that I think every Canadian should read and understand and be able to ask questions. And so there are many, I think, opportunities coming up, and eradicating ignorance is sometimes hard, but I think you begin by saying, I really don't know enough about this, and that's why so many of these issues make people uncomfortable, is just because they know they don't know.
Well, something can be done if organizations and agencies take the initiative to do it, and raise awareness, so that's what I think.
I remember having this same kind of discussion 20 years ago. I remember having it 30 years ago. And I'm afraid that, 20 years from now, we may still be having the same discussion.
We hope you learned something from our discussion and our speakers. We now know there are hundreds of missing Aboriginal women whose cases aren't being investigated. We know that we have systemic underfunding within our Aboriginal schools, and the Aboriginal population in prison far overrepresents compared to the general population. So we should really ask our politicians, why aren't these issues being addressed? We hope you'll tune in next time, and if you have any good topic recommendations for us, please feel free to tweet us or email us. We'll see you soon.